open, relax it, open, and relax. Okay, take a breather. Is that okay, pressure?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm gonna do a little bit on the other side. Okay, relax, open, relax, open, relax, open, and relax again.
So wanted to explain this part a bit, as it is a little bit down the rabbit hole, and based on my understanding how it works with how the doctors explaining it to me. So here's how it unfolds. All right, one of the main issues we are trying to resolve here is to make it to a point where my body can accept, and I can actually start eating some normal foods again, rice, chicken, etc. Okay, in this line of philosophy, because if you look at all the types of doctors I'm looking at, every type has a different philosophy. So with the vestibular rehabilitation that I'm doing right here, the understanding is that one of the big reasons why I'm not able to eat normal foods and have all these reactions is because my leaky gut is having a hard time digesting these foods, and it's going directly into my bloodstream and then causing all these reactions. Okay, having that said, one step further. So how do you fix and help get the gut fixed? Well, one of the things is the vagal nerve, which for me is damaged, and since it's damaged, the signals it's sending is all over the place. It's hyperactive, so the immune system is overactive, right? So whenever there's even little bits of things that can happen, it can have all kind of reactions, whether it be a little banana or a carrot, or even things like scents or perfumes or soaps that are not organic, etc., etc. Okay, so that's how the gut is connected with the vagus nerve. Now bringing to the clip you just saw, what we're trying to do here is retrain the brain and retrain the brain on what it's supposed to be like, and not be overstimulated. And one of the ways to do this is basically, he puts this pressure in my jaw, because the right side of me, from neck down internally, like inside my mouth on the right side, neck on the right side, shoulders on the right side, head and all these muscles on the right side of my body is tense, is like clinging on, right? It's one of the reasons why I have like jaw clenching and all that kind of stuff. These are like the signs that point to having these kind of damage or dysfunction. So the idea, what he's doing here is putting pressure on the right side and the left side. And as he puts pressure, he requires me to use my eyes to look at a little signal. It's a ball, you could use a finger or something, to the right and left side, which apparently the pressure teaches the brain again that, okay, this is supposed to be relaxed in this way when I'm using something simultaneously. Like it could be voice, it could also be something like that's auditory, which will be another session that we'll be doing soon. And doing this kind of training is rebalancing the brain and the vagus nerve so it can start to realign, and the effect we want it to happen is the immune system starts to calm down again and be more normal, so it doesn't send all kinds of mixed signals to the gut, and then the gut can start repairing, and then potentially, if everything goes well, I can start eating some normal foods. So wanted to just take a moment and explain the situation here. And this next clip that's coming, it's the doc is actually answering one of the biggest questions I've had since the beginning of this entire thing, is how does this all affect my breathing? Why is it that one of the first things I get whenever I eat something different than my normal diet, I get all these breathing issues, right? I have shortness of breath and I can't breathe. I understand theoretically why I can't eat the food, why I have all these reactions, why I lose my balance and all, why I basically get vertigo and dizziness and blackouts and stuff like that. But the breathing is supposed to be something that's like disconnected from all this. But here he goes on to explain how this is actually also connected to the same region.
Well, keep in mind that even when I was talking about like more of the diffuse axonal injury and more of the actual potential of a peripheral nerve, there was still the central integration part of that was a big issue with you. So where all your vagal tone is and all that lower brainstem, that punt in the medulla oblongata, okay, that is also where your respiratory centers are, your apneustic centers. So your sensitivity to those, like the CO2 ratios and things like that, is all driven from that area, right in that brainstem area as well. So. Breathe in, let them. Perfect. Get your hands back down.
That's kind of crazy.
I didn't give you too much heads up on that one. Not too bad though, hey?
No.